I hope you guys didn't have to wait long. Yeah, I wish I could say that I enjoyed that more, but that was certainly a game where you had to have incredible focus and you couldn't relax for a second. I really believe that George Washington and what their record is not indicative of how good they are. They put us into actions on their offensive end that caused us a lot of problems and created mismatches that they took advantage of, and they're playing very well right now. On our end, I could not be more proud of how we played today in a championship environment. Our Duquesne marketing people had an incredible education day game today. I saw so many student athletes and assistant coaches and coaches that helped out with it, and I want to say thank you to all of the Duquesne Athletic Department for what they did today to provide a championship environment. And we gave them a championship game, and our players certainly gave them a championship effort. Our post players, Precious Johnson and Yanni Townsend, were outstanding today with a combined 22 points and 10 rebounds on 6 of 11 shooting and 10 for 13 from the free throw line. And I thought that played a big part in it. Obviously, Meg McConnell with 18 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists was our catalyst on both ends of the floor. But Journey Kiaku was outstanding in her role, and so was Nay Bernard. I can go down the list. Tess Myers didn't shoot it well today. They just didn't quite fall for her, but Tess played excellent defense all game long. And frankly, our switch onto Amaya Hamilton, our defensive staff, switched Amaya Hamilton on to number 2, Robertson, and she had 29, but boy, she had to earn all of them, and she had 15 of those in the first 5 minutes of the game. So that's a heck of a basketball player, and we made her earn those 29.
Coach, I asked Journey and Precious the same question, but based off the education day, what grade would you give your team's performance today?
I never thought I never thought about that question. That's a good one. That's an A. 9 turnovers after the last 2 games of being 20-plus turnovers. That's a good, solid A. That's a good, solid A. I can't give them an A+ yet. We're playing really well. You know, we're 10 of 11, and I think we've won 6 in a row or something. We're playing like a championship team.
Obviously, I wanted to ask you about, you mentioned Nia Robertson and seeing her play 40 and Meg play 40. At some point, were you just in awe at seeing probably 2 of the top guards in the league going head-to-head down to the wire?
Certainly not in awe, but have much respect. Nia from George Washington and I made eyes after she hit 1-3, and I just went, whew. Like, you're as hot as can be, and she gave me a look back of, respect. We certainly respect her and what her abilities are. But again, she started 5 for 7 and then went 5 for 14. So after we made some adjustments, we certainly made it more difficult. And even on some of the shots that she made, she really struggled. She had contested looks. And so we did much better after the first 5-6 minutes of the game.
You mentioned it, that your posts were a huge key in the game. Obviously, Yana was huge early, but it really looked like your guards were doing a really good job of setting them up in the post and getting them the chance to get those shots and end up shooting 27 free throws by the end of the game.
I think that's a very good statement, and I would agree with you. I think our passing into the post was very good. To only have 9 turnovers against an athletic, long team that pressures you is very good, and our post touches were excellent. I think very highly of number 31, Taiwa. I can't say her name correctly, but I have all the respect in the world for number 31 for George Washington. I think she's one of the better post players in our league, especially defensively. And for us to have 22 and 10 and really play as well as we did, a lot of props go to Yanni and PJ.
And then lastly, obviously such a unique experience playing in front of that crowd. I mean, it seemed like they got pretty loud when you guys were on offense. Precious was talking about how she couldn't hear anything out there. How'd you sort of control that?
I'm really, to be surprised. I'm surprised I have a voice. I didn't think I was going to. I knew this was going to be the environment that we were going to face. When you have school day games, sometimes those kids don't know who they're cheering or what they're cheering for, and you're hoping that the other team doesn't go on a 6-0 run and all of a sudden they're cheering for GW. That would not be good. That's not the purpose of Education Day. And those kids were dialed in. They were fantastic young people. I got a chance to talk to a lot of them, and certainly this was a great day in Duquesne women's basketball history, not just this season. I don't know if it's the largest crowd that we've ever had, but it's got to be right there in the top 3 for sure. And again, our Duquesne marketing people just did simply an excellent job. And then our women's basketball team did an excellent job today.
Especially with the post-conference was highlighting the bench players, with Journey having her season high in rebounds with 7, and Precious with only about 12 minutes coming in and getting a ton of fouls, making a ton of free throws, making a lot of contested shots. What does that say to how deep the roster is and how well everybody plays, how well this team plays with each other?
Well, our roster goes deeper than that, actually. But I've made a conscious effort to stay with 8, sometimes 9 players, because you can't consistently play 10 and 11 in February. You have to have the guys that you're going to count on. And the guys that are not playing have been excellent as teammates in helping us get better and be ready to play. And that's Keandra, that's Caitlin, that's Ramey. They've been excellent with making sure that we're ready to play, making themselves ready to play in situations. And I couldn't thank them for being great teammates. Our locker room is outstanding. And what I mean by that is our culture within our locker room is outstanding. Those kids truly care about one another. When we were at St. Louis and we had a nice road win there, the kids didn't celebrate after the win, and frankly, they didn't want to really have me talk. All they cared about was, Journey had gone to the hospital. Was Journey okay? I mean, to the man, to the woman, they were like that. We can go deeper, but, our bench has been outstanding. Journey is someone that is an incredibly hard matchup for anyone in our league, and so is Precious Johnson. So when you bring those two off the bench, it makes it very difficult. And Gabby today didn't have the minutes that she had the first time we played George Washington. The first time we played George Washington, Gabby led us with 13 points. Today, she got a bucket and then she let down defensively. And we can't have anyone have mental mistakes that allow another basket on the other end. And so she didn't get the minutes that she would normally play, but it resulted in a win. And Gabby will bounce back for Richmond.
Seems like it's been a season of milestones with a ton of different players on the team hitting 1,000 points and Precious only being 20 points away. How important do you think that is to the culture that has come through Duquesne over these last few years?
It'll be great for recruiting because everybody eats. And I want to say that again. We don't have anybody scoring 29. We don't have anybody scoring 36. Everybody eats, and we have balanced scoring. And when you look at our shot selection, inside and out, everybody eats. And so when you're going out into that transfer portal, when you get into March, and you're trying to sign a post player or a guard, you can talk to the fact that there's not one person that dominates the ball or dominates the shot selection or attempts. What it also means is that, very frankly, that the culture and the standards that we have always had in my 17 years here at Duquesne are clearly effectively back. We had that little dip where we had COVID like everybody else, but then we didn't have an arena for 720 days, and then we had massive amounts of injury. And we took a little dip for a year or so. We're back.
Going into the last 2 games of the season, you're playing the top 2 teams, especially Richmond, who you guys just beat not too long ago. What do you think? Are you going to change with the game plan, or is it just going to be run it how you did last time and just stick to the process?
Well, the 3 top teams are going to play each other. That's the way I look at it. The 3 top teams are going to play each other. I don't know anything about Richmond right now. The only thing is I'm where my feet are, and I'm focused on what today was. And having a bye week now is great for us. You get worried about that because when you've won 9 of 10 or 10 of 11, whatever it is, you worry about how our rhythm will be. We're healthy, but having Thursday and Friday off will help with our mental health, our academic health, our physical health. So we'll take 2 days off. The coaches need time too. So we're going to take 2 days off, and we'll get back at it on Saturday. And in every game that we've played in this run of success, we have changed our defense. So Richmond, you probably will see something different. Thank you for supporting Duquesne women's basketball. We appreciate you being here.